when you're looking at some of these names, obviously we know Jr. is back in the lineup. The starter, Gary Trent Jr. was the starter in that umpire. Maxey doing all he can to try to keep this team competitive, get some wins. As of late, this is his first shot. Brook to Ajax, over to Giannis. But them, Bona defending him. How do you like that? You know, he's a rookie. Here you go. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a defensive assignment. Good luck.
Yeah, there's nothing like a welcome to the league when you get faced up with, matched up with a guy who's the most dominant guy down there in that area. But getting them to miss that first one, but not on this end.
21 actually in that October 23rd meeting.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player. He really is. And, you know, like you said, the Wikipedia of games and teams.
Right. Oh, there's a post to post.
That one, but putting it up there for Brooks to go grab that one. But, and I was making the Wikipedia joke, I was going to say, Oubre, look, he's one of those guys who's been around, a very dangerous player. Maxey, you know, they've got some guys out there, Eric Gordon, especially teammates with him back when he first got drafted with the Clippers 100 years ago.
Ricky Council, might not know that name, his second year at Wichita State and Arkansas, played college ball.
Now, like you said, some nice connects right there. Ajax missing that one, but we'll see how the end of this first quarter ends up, but it sure has been a difference in those last three home games.
How about Brook adjusting to that pass, too? A little bit low, caught it midair, adjusted, and threw it down. Now Brooks get
ultimate vets in this league, one of the oldest guys. Yeah, it's one of those instances, and he was the offensive guru, really knew his stuff. You saw that as he became the head coach in Toronto. Brook missing that one there, and then becoming a defensive guy as well and getting the respect for building the wall against Giannis and those kind of things. But I guess players, they do matter in this league. You got to have enough talent to win games. Sometimes it's tough if you don't.
There's a foul call, an offensive rebound by the...
It's not going to be easy. And
a sweatshirt. It looks like a makeshift sweatshirt.
Oh man, that was straight out of the training room. You could tell just a piece of athletic tape with eagles on it.
Andre Jackson Jr. Lions are out. Of course, I grew up in the state of Michigan, so I just don't care about the playoffs anymore.
Oh, jeez, yeah, it can be. Though it's so much worse. Packers out here like.
I just had to get it out of my system.
I hear you.
I feel much better now.
I know. This time of year can be brutally quick.
30-footer from Dame on the way.
How far away Dame is shooting these threes from, because believe it or not, the NBA three-point line is just 23 feet 9 inches, but Dame ignores that. He tries to shoot it from about 30 plus, it seems sometimes, but I guess that Giannis knows that means long rebounds.
What was equally as impressive, the 28-footer, it ended up being officially a attempt by Dame, but I mean, we're tied at 7. You know, mentioned that the Bucks have won 6 of their last 7, and in a lot of different categories, the 76ers and the Bucks are going in different directions. They come into tonight, they've lost 8 of their last 10. They're on the second game of a back-to-back. They lost to the Pacers last night in Indy. See this zone, Steve, you and I were talking about it. They played a lot last night against the Pacers.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, you were saying, I was watching last night, this is a back-to-back for Philly. They were playing Indiana, they were playing a bunch of zone possessions. Look at Giannis just getting to the middle.
He says,
secret, you want to get the ball in the middle of the zone. If you do, it's got to collapse. They got to figure out matchups. It pretty much becomes man-to-man once you get the ball in the middle. You don't want man-to-man against Giannis.
Whenever I need an answer, I go to Steve Novak, and I was just like, I feel like they haven't played a lot of zone at the beginning of the season, and your numbers said they didn't play any zone in that first meeting.
Yeah, it was 0 possessions. TP missing that 3 right there. But, you know, I do think with some of the injury issues they've had, and certainly some of the matchups, when you're playing against an Orlando Magic, they had some heavy zone possessions or zone games because they're not a good three-point shooting team, but it should not work against this Bucks team with a bunch of shooters.
Step back, points here on the night. Dame launcher.
I felt like he needed to hear the message, you need to be you. He told me that he said to Dame, you're not a guest here. This is your team, and we want you to be aggressive. And he said, I took the opportunity to give a boost to his spirit, and it was about the way he received that message, Lisa.
He could have made that shot during your report, though, Mel.
You know, next time. He clearly didn't hear us talking about him.
That's right. It's a great story. You know, Vin Baker, Doc Rivers even said last year, Vin Baker is like the guy that you need, that sometimes you didn't even know that you needed. Immediately, Doc had that kind of respect for Vin. How about... But Vin, with his wealth of experience, his life story, his demeanor, just so valuable to the coaching staff and, of course, the players. He speaks, everybody listens. There's an hacking. The reasons why some of the most free throw attempts in the league.
Yeah, and to your point, that balance. I think when good hands right there. This is what Philly is good at. They've been hurt. 18 turnovers they created against Indiana just last night for 23 points, and tops in the league at doing exactly that.
Chris looks it off. Ajax, good up fake and finish.
Baseline almost heels out of bounds. It creates spacing, so when his guy goes to help, he can move and get to an open spot, or the defense thinks he's out of the play. They don't respect him, and then zipping it to him like that. Good job finishing.
Steve, you know I love my milestones. That assist for Chris, 3,000 in his career. 3,000. Another and one.
In the history of the world here today.
Cold, but that is inaccurate.
Are you sure it's not the coldest day in the history?
You asked artificial intelligence to be sure. I can vouch for that. Dame driving too strong off the glass.
All right, it's not the coldest, although we did look it up. The coldest is 128 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 128 degrees.
Although before we went on the air, I looked at the temps. It's like 3 degrees.
Which feels like negative 128, which is a real thing. I mean that. I looked it up. Not making that up. It's the coldest ever.
That is a very cool day. Negative 128. Chris, looking for Dame in the corner. A corner Dame look. We don't see a whole lot of those.
You start shooting those 22-foot three-pointers in the corner, because the corner three, as the basketball experts know, it's actually closer, because when they changed the three-point line to make it further away, they ran out of room, so they had to kind of flatten it out over there.
Hey, as long as it goes in, right?
As long as it goes in. Us three-point shooters, we know that's the closest three-point shot in an NBA game. That's why you camp out in the corner, spot up, get the close ones.
You didn't even have to look it up. The feet, you just knew it off the top of your head as a good shooter. Loose ball to play in the first quarter. Time for a quick look. Dan Bona. How much of a psych to lock it down against a team with no Embiid, no Andre Drummond, no Kyle Lowry, no Paul George?
Yeah, I do. I think because, look at that, ended up in the right hands. Sometimes a logical test, and it's a test that this team has really passed. Because just think about last game against Toronto. Good defense there by Rollins. Look, Milwaukee knows that Toronto, they had just won 2 games, but they're one of the worst teams in the league, and they come out, they do a great job in the first quarter. They're locked in, they're playing defense, they end up winning that game easily. And so, right there, I think they've really had some nice tests the last few games.
Chris Middleton, I thought he was going for the dunk.
Yeah, that was when I go to coffee, in town, I'll walk on the street.
That's the way you walk?
No, I think.
And that's your outfit,
when
too,
I
right?
see the FBI agent folks, I know right away, I think, look, there's one. Look at the way they're walking. You can tell, you're right.
You think I'm
an FBI agent? I'm not.
No. No. Maxey flips it back. Here's Pete Nance over in the corner.
Cleaning up rebounds and taking up space in the paint. He's a problem for everybody. Obviously.
Just a great.
Taking his time, and he's always got Giannis in the corner of his eye, keeping an eye on where he's at, and the timing that he gets him the ball is so beautiful.
Largest lead is here at 8 points. Chris heads up play, taps it to Ryan Rollins. Coming off the bench.
He'll shoot it, but he's looking for Giannis.
And Chris with that soft. And he has now tied Marcus Johnson. How about that for 5th on the Bucks all-time list for baskets getting, baskets made. Bobby with the block on the 3-point attempts. Catch and shoot here for Nance. Pete Nance signed a team.
He's got some good basketball blood, that's for sure. A brother, his dad, big-time hooper.
Developing a little bit better in these final few minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, Nance making that last three I thought was a big make, just considering what we've seen these last 3 games in the first quarter. Ooh, good D by Giannis against Sack, an average of 18 the last 3 that, you know, you look up and you go up 7. Just not good enough. We're used to, but it really is. It's been how well this Bucks team has played specifically offensively, but in some games holding Orlando to just 16 first quarter points, so defense too.
Bobby Portis in and out. Giannis.
It's a possession with 8 seconds instead of it going the other way.
And just 14 fouls for the Sixers. And why the Bucks aren't in the bonus. Giannis spinning baseline. Wow. I mean, you just shake your head at some of the shots he gets to go. Half-court heave by Maxey. Time to check out your local establishments and take it in. Look at the paint points here in the first quarter. That's been the major difference, of 24-10 advantage. 80% of the Bucks points in the first quarter have come in the paint.
Long game, even if he has a few good possessions against Giannis. We'll see how this ends up. And right away after the first quarter, starting to see it.
Maxey pulls up, transition look.
Guy that's going to make the difference if this team stays close, if they play well, if they get in rhythm as the game goes on, it will be him.
Gary Trent Jr. misses his first shot. We talked about the 24 paint points, though, just as another reminder. That's the most in any quarter this season. Really attacking the paint. A look off and the finish. That's Justin Edwards. Games signed a 2-way in July. He's a Philly kid and now gets to play for the hometown team.
Always knows playing at home.
You know something about that.
I did. It's cool for those guys.
For both college and pro. You know something about that.
Yeah. No, it really is cool. I was playing in the NBA for 9 years before I got back to Milwaukee, and then you realized you had always watched the Bucks. Oh boy, Maxey.
Sixers on an 8-0 run. Chris to Dane, to Gary. Trent Jr. pulls up, just off the mark, right side. And the Sixers with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, and you hear Nick Nurse just calling out, you know, defensive coverages on the defensive end, telling them to play with pace, get up the court. I think he understands if they play quick, then get back before the defense gets set. That probably gives them their best chance based on their personnel.
Buck Edwards, he's got double figures in 3 games. I mentioned high school.
Yeah, and it's interesting seeing this old, but then on the other end, getting some really good opportunities. And so obviously that's the case where the guys that are a little bit older, they come into form, they finally get to be themselves. And these young guys have gotten some big reps.
To now here in January, Chris Middleton with the runner, loose ball. Sixers have it. Maxey short. Tyrese Maxey now 3 of 6 from 3. Those quick hands. Maxey's always on the move. And
on the strong side and transition right there, just trying to be aggressive on Chris, getting a hand on it. And, you know, if they're willing to take chances, I think they know if they blitz that pick and roll like that, and they put pressure on the ball, they might get beaten up on the backside, but they're taking those chances. That's how they play.
Quick shots and one and done here for the Bucks. Eric Gordon left all alone above the break 3, and it's the largest. See it here tonight as well. Roller coasters within the season and roller coasters within a game.
Yeah, it really has been that way for a lot of teams. You know, I don't think Milwaukee, as Bobby misses that floater right there, it's not unique for Milwaukee. You're seeing Boston go through a rough stretch where they've lost some games, which is why Milwaukee's ahead of them on that last 30. Edwards, Thomas Bryant shooting it. The compact form that he's still got as he missed that free throw, but he's still got the exact same form, and it's such a compact set shot. You know, you think about Ray Allen, the way he shot it. Blocking fight.
I love that. Mr. Consistency, 17 years, he's kept the same shooting form. Trying to attack that zone. Brooke with the push shot. Bobby with the putback. Sixers tonight, too. Like, that's remarkable. Those guys, you know, starting experience.
Not playing until you're 36 years old, I promise. It goes out on you, but if you shoot the old man jumper to start, you can play for 100 years.
Yeah, that's a good one. With the answer, Gordon, though, has got the last 8 points for the Sixers. That's a key bucket by Prince. It cuts the lead to 2. They're trying to stall this Sixers momentum. Impossible. Nance gets him up. Sixers are putting them up. 17 three-point attempts here so far in the first half. Dame to Bobby. Dame pursuing the offensive
getting guys shots, and that's another part of that balance.
Yeah, almost as many rim-run attempts as three-point attempts. Well, we're digesting his shot profile in the last few games. The miss there for Edwards. Here's Dame. Chance to take the lead if they want it. Ryan Rollins tonight makes good on the first. Wearing their hoodies, their hats.
I told you it was the coldest day in the history of the world today. They still have their hats on.
It feels like it. Unless you're an ice fisherman here in Wisconsin. And even then, I feel like it's kind of cold.
I don't know about ice fishing. I'm not sure, Lisa. You ice fish? Old? Sorry, I digress.
I feel like you got an ice fishing invite here coming. Someone's gonna
lower the bobbin. I'm not sure which one you can. Look at the shanties. Look at these guys. They're fishing. Are they crazy? He said, I think I want to go ice fish. I think I see a tip up. Look, they caught one. They got excited. I said, no, we're not doing that. Only on the pontoon, they said.
It's a different experience in the summer versus the winter, that's for sure. Here's Ricky Council. Pulls it back out, and a reset here for the Sixers. Drives, penetrates, finds Oubre. 5 here to shoot. Oubre against Prince. A bump. Runs into traffic. And the shot is short.
And that's one of those calls I think referees don't get enough credit for, the no calls that they don't make.
That's a great point.
Right there, but just letting them play right there. I don't think it was a foul. They did a great job not calling it.
Here's Dame. Right place, right time. Giannis. Right through. Yeah, count it. Don't make any players like that anyway. We got Brook.
A smart lane violation was going to turn
Brooks
into
pursuing it. Oh, almost.
Back, and it was like, you would have missed. I could have tipped it. Would have been worth 2 points again, but you made it.
We'll take the Giannis free throw, though.
That's
actually Giannis' first free throw of the game. So he's a perfect 1-for-1 tonight. 7 seconds to shoot. And the finish.
He was falling back and flipped that up.
Council had his second career start last night. Ryan Rollins.
Fender come out to him, and then another extra pass over to Rollins, and again, a drive by Dame for a hockey assist.
Council in his third career start ties it with that. 18 points last night, had a career high 3 3-point makes against the Pacers last night. Council with 5 points here tonight. Look at all the numbers around Giannis, and he still does that. Finds Brook Lopez.
To load up and go over to that's right. Should have. Let's illustrate that one.
Well, 48-46 here. The Bucks actually with a 2-point advantage. Oh, whoa!
That is right. Showing a little bit of bounce for a defensive player of the year type of guy.
That's right.
A little bit of offense for you.
He was in the Pac-12 at UCLA. Awesome, right? It depends on what your definition of last is. That's right. 1-point edge here for the Bucks. Largest lead has been 10 for the Bucks. Largest lead for the Sixers has been 5. Now the Sixers piecemealing this rotation and these lineups together here, especially tonight when you see all those regular rotation players and starters on the bench. Inside 3 minutes. Giannis trying to cross over Bone on that double team.
To get another foul.
Thompson blocking category.
It's fun seeing that, isn't it? Just the numbers just tick up for these guys. And to be honest, as a voter, to be a part of it, say, hey, I voted for him. He had the most votes. I'm a part of that. I think that part of it as a Bucks fan is cool.
Rollins takes the pass and drives the left side to do that.
Yeah, really nice burst from him. A nice left-hand finish.
Version of what he sees now in January.
These kind of like 4 guys, 5 guys, 6 different guys off the bench. You go, yeah, I took notice. That's quite a luxury.
We got a 16-8 bench point advantage here tonight. Dame finding Chris, catch and shoot. Giannis with the offensive rebound inside 2 minutes. Chris again. To Brook, who's facing that double team. Ajax, push shot. finishes it.
I feel like Ajax does such a good job of is making himself available. He's definitely not the biggest guy down there in the post. Other guys have more size, not the best shooter from three, but he makes himself available where the ball can see him. Because the ball can't see you, you're not open, and he always moves to the open spot.
Council in the corner. Ajax taps it over to Dame. Got some numbers. Bucks want to push some pace. There's Dame to Giannis.
He jumps so high. Let's hit his head on the rim.
Dame with 3 assists. Giannis with 19 points. Nance again. They aren't going to give him that shot. They are falling back well behind the three-point line when he has it. Chris, right behind the three-point.
Okay, about time. I had to get that one to go, but I might be able to back up on Nance, but you probably want to stay a little closer to Chris Middleton. Even Nance should know that.
7-0 Bucks run. 9-point advantage. Oubre looks it off. Cutting Edwards can't get it. Shot clock not in play. The Bucks can hold it for one shot if they want. The feeling Dame wants to take this shot. Step back on the move. Out.
The second action, getting to the third side. The ball moves. The ball's going to end up in the open guy's hands, and those guys are delivering. So credit to them.
Started on a 15-2 run. The Bucks in the second quarter. The Bucks end on that 11-2 run to stretch the lead out to +9 as we start the third quarter. He's been impressive.
Seeing him handle it from the perimeter like that, kind of just a fake handoff, turning the corner like that. And Giannis, he jumped over there willing to block that shot if he had to. But nice little extra step to get that look.
Giannis with the handoff to Dame, short, gets the rebound off the miss. Giannis 16 of his 19 in the first half coming in the paint. Looked like he tried to maybe throw that off the backboard.
Well, I thought he did such a good job of getting that rebound and just eyes up right away.
Right.
Brooks brought it up, but they hounded him, and all of a sudden he turned into what Ricky Davis used to throw it off the glass to himself and go try to dunk it or something like that.
Not the way they. Second leading scorer here for the Bucks.
Yeah, and I like seeing Ajax just kind of hound Maxey, especially to start this half. Saw him have a pretty good first half, and you want to just keep him quiet, keep him uncomfortable, and so knowing you got a guy just in your pocket the whole time, it makes it that much more difficult for Maxey.
Bucks come in, they've won their last 3. Looking across the league, Steve, there's only been 4 teams, including the Bucks, that have gone 3-0.
Level and almost had Ajax there in a cut, but got deflected away.
There's Eric Gordon, pump fake, try, he's high off the glass, not there. The Sixers come in with the 11th best record in the East. 2 games out of the play-in turning spot. Brook gets wrapped up. Brook's got that height advantage, but the ball taps loose into Oubre's hands to do that. Night agent either. I got some catching up to do.
We got time.
Giannis leaves it short. Well, the Sixers have outscored the Bucks 6-2 here in the third quarter. On 75% shooting from the field. Small sample size, of course, but so far setting the tone in the first couple of minutes. Maxey, that hesitation going nowhere, though. Ajax leading the break. Has Giannis behind the back. What a highlights!
Did look a little Magic-esque out there when you can deliver a dime like that on the money to Giannis. Man, the defender never even had a chance, and he's at the rim.
Maxey, the left hand.
The screen by Brook, but what a beautiful pass that was by Ajax.
Giannis to Taurean Prince. Three-pointer. He had like
second halves, the last few games is he really just spread the floor and knocked down threes. And those threes start to add up because with only 5 made threes in the first half, you just got to think if you get that 3-ball going as a weapon, you can really break this game open.
Yeah, that's three-pointer number 6 for the season. An 8-point advantage. Again, largest lead has been 10. Dame with the blow-by, man, it's a layup drill.
Breakdown, you could tell they're yelling, you know, who's the low man, who's supposed to be helping on this side. But again, back to your original point in the first half, Lisa, when Dame is attacking and he's driving, look, sometimes good things happen. Guys get open shots. Sometimes he gets a wide open layup, but just gives you options. It stresses the defense.
To the free throw line. Actually averaged about 50.
With these injuries and guys need to fill some roles. 39 minutes last night.
Bona clears with a monstrous rebound. And driving his count.
And at these points in the season for teams like Philly, when you've got that many guys out, you know, a guy like Council getting 36 minutes last night against Indiana, now playing, like you said, again, big minutes and getting opportunities. You just, you know, if this team can get healthy, you wonder how these guys can help impact that team and build out some depth, as Nick Nurse, like you said, was talking about their depth.
Giannis. That's what they take.
You don't think they didn't even, they just a lot of other things, but not even close.
And then AD too.
14.
22 for Giannis, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. He's got another double-double, 31 double-doubles on the season. Maxey has a few of those. He's got another, make it 4 3-point.
He is a bucket. I mean, he has just shown, starting last year especially, how good he is offensively. They missing that one.
Tonight, again, they played in Indy last night and lost to the Pacers. They're playing pretty focused, inspired basketball here tonight. The rebound to Brett. And Bona goes down. It's 4 on 4. Ajax penetrating, shovel pass, Giannis finishing.
He makes so many good passes. And sometimes, look, it's a turnover because he's aggressive with it, but I think that this is what it looks like when it pays off. And so you live with some of the aggressive, maybe too aggressive passing sometimes, because his last couple of them on the money.
A couple of assists. If you're going to get a couple of assists behind the back, and that shovel pass for Giannis Dunk are the way to go about it. Here's Bona, one-on-one against Giannis. He gives it up, though, to Prince. Prince driving. Council, short.
Connect.
Again, trying to figure out this defense. You heard Pete Dominguez talk about they've got them a lot of look. They had that kind of Milwaukee.
But you got to just.
As he lost his footing, finds Council in the corner for themselves. Game driving, finishing.
Giannis-esque, the way he gets that ball up above guys, he's able to take a little bump with that right shoulder and finish with his left. And beautiful finger roll.
Boy, that size. But Council 3 for 5 here tonight to tally his 13 points.
Yeah, and a guy who, look, he's undrafted, like you said, 25% three-point shooter, getting an opportunity, and he's like, look, I got some things to prove. I'm better than a lot of those guys that got picked ahead of me, and I can shoot it better than that, and this is the opportunity you get.
Dame can't knock home the three-pointer. And the lead sits at 5. Numbers around Oubre. Over to Maxey. 4 of those, can't get number 5. And Ajax stuffing the stat sheet. 3 rebounds now. Chris Middleton to TP. Our favorite.
Those plays where I was thinking, oh, I just said sometimes you get turnovers with the good ones, and I was thinking, well, Maxey gets that bucket. It's a little bit of chaos, and I think that just because the defense has no choice but to in some way react, is look in the right hands and get a good look.
Scott Foster, hopefully just a short-term thing here for AJ.
Yeah, he really does bring something to this team that, man, when he's out there, it's a jolt. His movement, his shooting, absolutely.
Eric Gordon pump fake. Chris Middleton stays right there. And Oubre for
typical second game. Look at them in that zone defense, but this is not at all a typical second game of a back-to-back for them. They have been getting blown out in their second games of back-to-back, but not tonight.
Like Steve mentioned, they're 0 for 5 in second games of a back-to-back. They've been giving up 120-plus points to opponents, 45% three-point shooting to opponents. Maxey in and out. They've got like renewed life for whatever reason here tonight. Trent Jr. catch and shoot.
Would have got the offensive rebound and just forces so much action on both ends.
Trent Jr. size.
Now knocking threes down. You just keep on shooting that thing because you got to get them out of that zone and you're going to get open looks. So that's the shot you got to take.
Oubre. That's what you got to be careful with, right? In Milwaukee here in the third.
Yeah, really. Of recently, Milwaukee's been playing with such big leads that, you know, this is different.
Mid-range for Giannis.
Midi committee. I like that. Mid-range.
Oubre facing numbers. Doughton Jr. fires and hits. Points. He's at 3 right now after that bucket. Chris Middleton shoulder shake.
When Marcus Johnson a few games ago talked about how Jalen Brunson got 454 dribbles on one possession, he said, what do you do if you give a guy that's that good in this league that many dribbles, he's going to score 100% of the time. And just giving Chris way too many dribbles. He's going to get to his spot. He's going to make that.
An out of control shot by Doughton Jr. and the Bucks are on the move. There's issues, but as Nick Nurse said in the pregame versus this year is the number of guys surrounding now Joel who aren't healthy. You could figure it out if you had some extra help. Now they're playing some two-way guys that doesn't get a lot of minutes. Final few seconds here of the third. Shot clock still in play. Oubre well off the mark.
Last 2 seasons, just realizing that it's disruptive at a minimum.
Rollins can't hit the three-pointer. Both teams in that third shooting above 50%. Giannis with 10 points to lead the Bucks. Oubre with 10 points. Last Sixers lead was in the second quarter when it was 41-40.
Milwaukee coming out showing a little bit of zone of their own, saying, hey, Nick Nurse, we can play a little zone out of timeouts too.
Dang!
That zone again, look at him kind of a little 2-3 right there, loading up, saying, you guys got to make a shot or we're going to stay right in this.
Largest lead here for...
I've been doing that to teams. I thought that was my secret, but they've been paying attention and it's working against us.
Doc Rivers and Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse was actually hired to replace Doc when Doc was fired by the franchise.
Yep, 3 years in Philly.
To the playoffs all 3 years. Quick hands by Doughton Jr.
And it's where you would expect to see Milwaukee really kind of pull away. Not making shots.
Gordon three-pointer not there. Chris brings it across. It'll be a few minutes before you see Giannis in the fourth. Dame from Tameland, you bet. Drilling it from distance.
Well, you know what that was about, Lisa? He took that short 22-foot three earlier. He was like, I got to get my average back. Shooting from 30.
The latest Sixer bucket from Maxey. Cuts the lead to 10. Bobby steps into that three-pointer, squeezes out. And Maxey with his 6th rebound to go with his 30 points. 4 in double figures, 4 starters here for the Sixers. Dame defending against Maxey. Good job there. That defensive stance. Gordon driving gets his...
Making it tough on Maxey, and it was Gordon hitting a floater in the lane at the end of the shot clock. That's sometimes what it's got to be.
Splash mountain.
Out there and really shooting, especially late in games as it slows down a little bit. Some defense that are thrown at you. Shot makers.
Of course.
You go by a few possessions, you're like, no, I think actually Philly is the team answering.
Brook once again.
Don't be the first to miss. Don't be the first to miss.
Dame probing, gives it up to Chris. Dame nearly loses it, stays with it. Trent Jr., Bobby Portis. What's he got to work with here? That Bobby back down spin move.
At least 5-6 makes in a row. That's just as...
penetrating. Nance decides to give that up. They've been giving him that shot. He's 1 for 6 with that shot, but
yeah, he can score, and that's a tough shot. I mean, they go by Brook and over Bobby, and good job by Brook to just close up all the way to 3, take that 3 away, make him take a tough shot, but boy, he can make shots.
That guy can make shots too.
This is what just seems very familiar from him.
Here in the fourth quarter over the Sixers, who are putting up a fight with a bunch of reserves getting regular rotation minutes here tonight, and that guy has been
50-point games. He's had 7 40-point games, and I mean, you're seeing why. Once he starts making shots, he can get scored in the paint, little floaters, big-time threes.
Oh, Chris is in trouble.
This league, because he can truly couple to go, it could be a while till you see him miss.
Bucks win the jump ball. Double team coming for Dame, trying to get it out of his hands. Dame with 8 points, Brook with 6 points to lead the Bucks. Maxey with the ball in his hands. He's got 9 here in the quarter. Oubre, good challenge by Brook. Giannis now in the fourth. Directing traffic, clearing out this right side to work with Dame. 2-player game between the 2 of them. Chris calling Brook to give him some help. Gets that screen to free him up, but can't knock down the bucket or the jumper.
This is always that time of the game, like you said, when Giannis checks back in, a couple possessions up and down. He's playing defense. He's on offense. All right, well, now it's closing time, and that's when this group can be dangerous.
Squeezes out for Brook. He had a couple of those from that same spot on the right side. With 10 points. There's a couple of 3-pointers helping his cause. An oop 3 for the Sixers. Giannis trying to get position on Bona. Again, one-on-one coverage. Again, looking for Dame. Dame fires and hits as only Dame can.
Get 25 feet away, a right-handed shooter with your shoulder on the outside like that, getting that to go. Maxey missing that one. Dame makes that look easy, but that is a shooter's make.
4 3-pointers now for Dame. How about number 5? Gets
does
his 3-point field goal percentage.
The last 3 games and first night, but we'll see. Still over 5 minutes left.
Dame's got 14 points in the fourth. He's got the last 9 points here for the Bucks, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 5 and some change left to go. Double team this time on Maxey to get it out of his hands. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Oubre's in trouble. Oubre barely gets it off. Dame seems to see, tosses it up.
It's different starting lineups, so it's never the same, and you're not sure if you're going to see a rhythm or can be scored easy.
Dame's got the last 11 now for Milwaukee. It's a lot of points.
The last 11 too, and that's what you just want to see in the fourth quarter like this. We talked a lot about, because it's mattered, the first quarters of recently, but being able to close games, especially when you don't have a 20-point lead. Bucks have had 25, 30-point leads often lately.
Maxey has shot 15 3-pointers tonight. He's 6 of 15. Alley-oop, Giannis can't fit.
Got a motor, and I think, you know, what he's
thought was that they could develop him, but now with all these injuries, he's starting. And he's playing major minutes, and now he's defending a 2-time MVP and a world champion in Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, there's some guys you can just tell they just don't shy away from it. Even that last box shot, you see him just banging with Brook and just loves the contact.
Maxey just stopped. Giannis in trap. And he'll have to watch by the end of the bench the rest of the way.
Doesn't mean you did a great job, right? Just you can listen to PG, Lowry, we're all.
16-point advantage, largest lead he's wanted to see is just stretching this lead out to double figures. Especially with a guy like that who's got the hot hand, Tyrese Maxey, with his 37 points in 39 minutes, by the way. Nance.
In the league, and it just seems like he doesn't wear out. You know, like you said, 39 minutes last night. He's going to play more than that tonight, back-to-back nights, and not just minutes. He's performing in those minutes. See, I told you Dan was going to shoot a bomb.
Called it. Nance's front attempts have been from 3.
Yeah, and at his size, boy, so he's got wingspan, and he's just kind of raw, but knowing just the basketball blood that he's got with his brother as a player and his dad, he just very intriguing.
Giannis lifts it up.
After that.
Yeah, you could say that. Talking about the importance of the paint points. Fourth quarter, 0 points in the paint. Getting it done in different ways. 5 3-point makes in the fourth quarter. And the Bucks' last 10 points also from the free throw line. So free throws and threes have been the story in the fourth. Not there for Edwards.
Yeah, really, it is beautiful seeing just the multi-dimensional, the way to just take what the defense gives. And, you know, at times see this team, like you said, dominate inside, and then the fourth field to make those shots.
There's your paint point.
Yeah, it's just such a chess match, too, with coaches. You know, when they see, okay, a team is starting to score in the paint, they want to pack the paint, take that away. Guys cooking and make adjustments to load up on a certain player. Suddenly you want to go over screens and take away threes, and you just got to keep on punching and trying to find ways to do it. That's what's great about what the Bucks are doing.
Nance now 2 of 8 with that 3-point shot. The Bucks again have put up 120 points. Their offense has been part of the story here during this homestand. Averaging about 127.
I was going to say, put them to the line.
And here tonight, worth noting, Giannis leaves that short. Now a 6-1 record in the previous 7 games.
Beaten, but just not the case right at different times. Losing right now has been a really good stretch for this group.
And so it is, after tonight, we played 41 games, the exact midway point of the regular season.
Seconds up 13. I mean, let's... Lisa, the people need to know he's in my ear saying it's not over till it's over.
That's right. That's right.
I respect that. We'll see. We'll just see. He makes this.
I'm laughing because right before you know, it's not final.
That's true. It's like that would be like fake news. You
and
can't put the win up, and it
just
doesn't.
Call them right out on the air.
I would never call up Brent Reeland by name on the air, our producer, for not updating a graphic that I demanded. God,
not 3 times at least.
No. But the rest of the graphic was accurate, and it does show it's been, you know, some ups and downs. But boy, this team is on an up right now and continues to sustain this home court and these wins. It's been really fun to watch. Great to be in front of the home crowd doing it.
Well, 41 games down, and the Bucks improved to 24-7.